Tonight, Waterloo region continues to be blanketed by wildfire smoke that's drifting down from the northern part of the province. All of Ontario sitting directly in its path tonight, with conditions also worsening through the evening in the London area and other communities to the south and west. Good evening. Waterloo region had some of Ontario's worst air quality today as wildfire smoke from northwestern Ontario turned the sky an eerie shade of orange as it was drifting farther south. And new tonight, Environment Canada says all of southern Ontario can expect the same thing tomorrow. The entire area from Toronto through Waterloo region, London, Windsor, and over to Lake Huron are under an orange level air quality warning. Environment Canada is advising people to limit time outdoors and to reschedule or cancel outdoor sports, activities, and events. Here in Waterloo region, several cancellations were made throughout the day today. And in London tonight, organizers of the Rock the Park Music Festival canceled this evening's headline show shortly before it was supposed to happen. Here's CTV's Colton Weens with more on the health and safety concerns that are expected to linger into Thursday.
Hazy orange skies in Kitchener, raging wildfires in northern Ontario, pushing smoke that's causing very high-risk air quality issues across the region of Waterloo.
It's the right time of year. We're in wildfire season, but all of that wildfire smoke is being brought down to our area. So even though we're thousands of kilometers away from some of these wildfires, we're being impacted by pretty bad air quality.
According to global air quality data tracker IQ Air, Waterloo had some of the worst air quality in the world Wednesday. Kitchener ranked right behind it. Public Health in Grand Erie, Huron, Perth, and the region of Waterloo all issuing air quality alerts today, as conditions aren't expected to improve until Friday.
So people age 65 and older, pregnant people, infants and young children, and people with an existing illness or chronic health condition, and people spending extended periods outdoors are more likely to be impacted by the effects of wildfire smoke and should take extra precautions.
Guelph closed the carousel at Riverside Park. Cambridge and Waterloo canceled outdoor sports, and a car show in Baden was canceled. Health officials say limiting your time outside is best, but if you do head out, keep effort low, and wearing an N95 mask can help.
The heat and the poor air quality can definitely exacerbate the effects of both heat and air quality. So it's important to both stay hydrated and cool, as well as trying to limit your exposure to the wildfire smoke.
Reliance Home Comfort says homeowners can check their air filter more frequently and use a high-quality one. Turn off any heat or energy recovery ventilators and consider using an extra air filter inside.
We're starting to have multi-hazards, so we're dealing with extreme heat, wildfires, and wildfire smoke at the same time. Closing your windows is imperative, but trying to have an air filter to help clean the air inside the home so that you can remain safe.
And the region of Waterloo has 56 clean air spaces available for residents throughout the day.
Drinking water can help your body cope with both the heat and the smoke. And if it's too warm, turn on air conditioning. And if you do not have air conditioning, visit a cooling and clean air space.
We're still in the middle of wildfire season, so we should expect to have other type of bad quality events occur later in the summer as we continue to have wildfires burn.
Bonata says since 2023, wildfires across the country have been worse, and the wildfire seasons are just getting longer. She says Canada has made big changes in how forests are managed, but more work is needed, and without meaningful efforts to combat climate change, we can expect these harsh air qualities to become more frequent and more of the norm in the summer. Colton Weens, CTV News, Kitchener.
One of the events canceled in Kitchener today was a World Cup viewing party that was supposed to happen at the Kitchener Market. Organizers were also unable to host that party inside since cleanup is still underway from a fire that started over the weekend in a market stall. This was just one of a long list of events canceled today because of poor air quality. For a longer list of what was affected in many of our communities, you can visit ctvnewskitchener.ca. Today would have been Tori Stafford's 26th birthday. The Woodstock girl was abducted, assaulted, and killed back in 2009. And tonight, a gathering was held to remember her. CTV's Krista Simpson was there and joins us now with the details. Krista.
Tony, this memorial event came together in a matter of days. It started with a question from a local artist, but it grew into a gathering that shows how much the community cares and remembers Tori more than 17 years after she was taken. Butterflies and flowers drawn in chalk in Woodstock's Museum Square, all in honor of Tori Stafford on what would have been her 26th birthday.
It's really cool to know that this many years later that there's so many people still willing to be involved, and it warms the heart.
It was April 2009 when 8-year-old Tori was kidnapped, sexually assaulted, and horrifically murdered. A crime that sent shockwaves across the country and left the community of Woodstock scarred with grief.
I remember what our community went through when we lost Tori. Like, I know that her family lost Tori, but I feel that all of us as Woodstock lost Tori.
This gathering organized by Woodstock artist Sean Hammond, who had posted online asking for an idea for his next project. A Stafford family member replied with a request he do purple butterflies for Tori. From there, the idea grew into an event where people could gather to draw together.
The idea of maybe covering the downtown in butterflies was a great idea. I thought, it's simple. People can come down, bring your kids and everything like that, and the parents and friends can come down and see this.
The idea quickly garnering not only support, but also donations of chalk, food, and drinks. Jim and Di Van Dyke brought flowers with a special purpose.
We brought this planter over there to attract butterflies. It's a special plants that will attract butterflies.
Dozens of people taking time to sit, make chalk art, and leave a message for Tori.
I've slowly been going around taking photos of kind of like each image or a couple images together just to make sure I've got the keepsakes as well. Yeah, it's an important day, and hopefully she's looking down and smiling at the little butterflies.
And while this art may be temporary, Hammond says it's already had a major impact.
This will be the most important piece of art and most meaningful piece of art I ever do in my life. Guarantee that.
And creating a moment for families to be together. Sue Peters brought her daughter.
She was 1 when we lost Tori, and it really hit me just as a mom to see what the family was going through, and I just always sort of kept that memory, so I just wanted her to be here to see this.
A community showing how much they care in spite of the passage of time.
We'll remember Tori forever.
There's still a lot of people who love the little girl, and a lot of them never even met her.
Hammond says he plans to make this an annual event. Tony.
Okay, Krista, thank you. CTV's Krista Simpson reporting live tonight. 2 Cambridge residents were killed in a crash on the 401 in Mississauga this morning. They were both passengers in a silver Honda CR-V that was struck from behind by a Mercedes in the eastbound lanes near Dixie Road. The driver of the Honda and another passenger were also taken to hospital, while the driver of the Mercedes was airlifted to hospital with the orange air ambulance landing and taking off from the highway. Police telling us that all of those injured do not have life-threatening injuries, and police haven't released any other details about the Cambridge residents who died or the circumstances leading up to the crash. It's been almost 9 months since the disappearance of Laurier student Eli Wood following a house fire that police described as suspicious. Now, classmates are working on a project to make sure Eli isn't forgotten. CTV's Hannah Schmidt tells us about a new community garden that's sprouted on campus as troubling questions continue to linger.
Rows of flowers and a place students say has become rooted in hope.
Eli is a very, very kind person, very caring. That's how Eli is. He has a big heart.
That kindness is what inspired classmates and friends to build a community garden on campus. They're now asking Wilfrid Laurier University to formally recognize it as the Elias Wood Community Garden.
We all came together, the people that were able to come, obviously, and you just could feel the love there.
Those close to Eli say the garden's purpose goes far beyond just growing flowers. It's a place to gather, reflect, and remind people that behind a missing persons case is someone deeply loved.
We graduated and Eli is still missing. I think of him every day. Eli could be anywhere. He could be anywhere, and it's been very hard.
Eli, a Master of Social Work student, disappeared in October after being last seen before a fire tore through his Major Street home in Kitchener. Waterloo Regional Police have previously said arson and foul play may be involved. Over the past several months, volunteers have searched nearby parks and wooded areas, while family and friends have continued urging anyone with information to come forward.
Both the ribbons and the stickers, we had the opportunity to wear them during our convocation to honor Eli. So that's very, very meaningful to us.
The flowers for the garden created in Eli's honor picked carefully, including forget-me-nots, symbolizing remembrance.
We all want collectively to have the garden as a symbol of importance of community to come together, because each person matters.
Laurier says it's reviewing the request for permanent recognition. In a statement, the university says, quote, "We welcome this community garden as a special way to honor Eli Wood and support one another during this extremely difficult time." Meanwhile, police say the investigation remains active and there have been no new updates. Eli's family continues to offer a $5,000 reward for information leading to answers. As for those behind the Elias Wood Community Garden Project, their hope is simple.
All of his, our memories that we all shared together with him are still there. It's a place of meeting, it's a place of reflection.
Hannah Schmidt, CTV News.
Hamilton City Council decided today not to become the first city in Canada to put a moratorium on new data centers. Lawmakers around North America have been wrestling with concerns about the noise, energy, and water use of the new wave of facilities that power artificial intelligence services. But Hamilton councillors voted 10-6 today against a moratorium. Some suggested a pause could threaten new investments in a city with a struggling industrial sector and could put smaller data center proposals with research components in jeopardy. Mayor Andrea Horvath saying that a moratorium may hold Hamilton back. Well, just ahead, extended free parking in Elora.
If your reason for doing paid parking is because you want tourism to pay for tourism, this is not tourism paying for tourism.
CTV's Jeff Pickle has the latest on a hacking incident that still has a new revenue-generating plan out of commission. Recapping that air quality warning, it's now been extended from KW all the way south through London over to Sarnia, Chatham, and Windsor as well, with conditions possibly improving by Friday morning. Environment Canada says the smoke will continue to cause very poor air quality, and they're advising limiting time outdoors during this warning event. Temperatures, though, let's check those on this Wednesday evening. We'll do that right after we take a look at the satellite and radar, which shows we've only got a little bit of precipitation moving across the central portion of the province right now. And the temperatures, well, they're still on the warm side, but not as warm as they have been. 21 in Waterloo Region and London. Factor in the humidity, and it just bumps us up to still under 30 degrees tonight. So this is the most comfortable temperature we've seen all week, despite those very, very uncomfortable conditions with all of that wildfire smoke. Here's a look at Highway 8 passing over the Grand River in Kitchener from earlier tonight on that hazy drive home. Back in 2 minutes. As a heat wave grips Ontario, a renters advocacy group is calling on the province and local governments to take action for low-income tenants.
This is a new concern for us, where we are we're looking to fight now and fight to beat the heat in Waterloo Region. But we have actually recently launched a municipal platform demanding that max temps bylaw, amongst other local tenant protections that we want to see passed.
The Waterloo Region chapter of ACORN held an online meeting tonight for the organization's Beat the Heat Day of Action. They're calling for maximum heat bylaws in municipalities, and they want the province to provide air conditioners for low-income and vulnerable tenants. They've been organizing a phone campaign aiming to flood the voicemails of progressive Conservative MPPs, and are also hoping to make it a municipal election issue this fall. Well, some good news and bad news about the parking situation in Elora. Downtown parking remains free after paid parking was taken offline after the new system was hacked in early June. On the other hand, the municipality has lost out on revenue estimated to be nearly $150,000. CTV's Jeff Pickle reports.
It was back in early June when the Elora paid parking system was taken down.
Yeah, so I touched it at first because I thought it was a touchscreen.
A system hack had people scanning the QR code sent to a pornographic website.
So I thought it was a legitimate joke, so I scanned the QR code myself.
But over a month later, and nothing has changed, with the system still offline.
The day of the hack, the garbage bags were put up, and
the program charges a parking fee for those visiting Elora, while residents can park free. Today, those visiting the community happy to see the system offline.
My sister was parking. We looked for signage, but we didn't end up paying, which worked out.
We just noticed that the parking signs were covered where we wanted to park, so we just assumed that there was free parking.
Erica Montanaro owns Blackbird Consignment on Metcalf Street. She says there has been very little information shared from the township.
I believe that it was kind of implied by the township that it would be up and running soon. It's been over a month now. The communication hasn't really improved.
The township did not provide an interview, but say in the first month of the new paid parking system, they brought in over $144,000.
As a counselor, we're always looking for more revenue, and I'm looking forward to this coming back up and running as soon as possible.
Centre Wellington councillor Lisa McDonald says council has also been kept in the dark about why the system remains offline.
Councillors cannot get involved in operations with the township, so I cannot just say, hey, I would like an update right away. That's not how municipal government works.
Many of the tourists we spoke with say they don't mind the free parking, but local businesses say the lost revenue from that paid parking hurts the community.
If your reason for doing paid parking is because you want tourism to pay for tourism, this is not tourism paying for tourism, because it's the busiest tourism season and there is no revenue coming in.
Councillor McDonald says more answers are expected in a council report due the end of the month. Until then, the free parking continues. Jeff Pickle, CTV News, Elora.
Later on CTV News, seeing clearly now, sooner. CTV's Alexandra Hollick tells us about research at the University of Waterloo to revolutionize contact lens production.
Overnight temperatures expected to cool. We're no longer under a heat warning, but poor air quality continuing through tonight and tomorrow. How long is it expected to last? I'll have those details with your full forecast coming up. Stay with us.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400. From your screen to ours. Text 10400.
Here is the Grand River in Galt a little bit earlier tonight. A very, very hazy Wednesday evening. And boy, oh boy, is that wildfire smoke ever just gripping the entire southern part of the province tonight. As we mentioned, leading to all kinds of event cancellations and warnings that continue through the day tomorrow, although Environment Canada says we should see conditions improving Friday morning. With the latest forecast now, here's Ashley Bacon.
Well, I hope you've had a great Wednesday. It definitely felt cooler out there today, but the air quality, man, was it hard to breathe out there, and still continuing to be under a an orange warning for air quality issued by Environment Canada today. So we are seeing this impacting most of southern Ontario at this stage. This is caused from wildfire smoke from northwestern Ontario coming down south. Now, what it is recommended is that you limit your time outdoors if you can, and whilst inside, make sure to keep your windows and doors closed if possible. It doesn't make for great breathing, and of course respiratory issues. If you have some, make sure you're taking care of yourself, checking on your loved ones. It is expected to continue into Thursday and possibly into Friday. There's not a lot pushing it out of the region at this stage. We're under still a heat warning for parts of southwestern Ontario. It has now lifted for Waterloo region, but continuing in Sarnia and Windsor, that Lambton, Kent, Essex area, and is expected to continue at least until tomorrow. So do take care if you're out and about. As we get into our future cast, we're still seeing lots of haze continuing through the overnight hours and into your Thursday. Hopefully starting to clear out Thursday overnight into Friday, but we could see that linger potentially. So do keep an eye on Environment Canada or ctvnewskitchener.ca for updates as it continues. Overnight, we're expecting a low of 18, so it's going to be a little bit cooler than last night, but not quite, cold. Let's not call it cold. Not quite where we should be for this time of year. Still a little hot, but we can't really keep windows open if possible. So do take care tonight. Tomorrow, temperatures rising back up to 30. We are expecting a northwest wind of 20 kilometers an hour and a high UV index. So if you do have to spend some time outdoors tomorrow, still be sun safe even if it is hazy. Our record was set back in 1983 at 33.4. Not quite as warm today, but definitely getting into that direction. As we get closer to our 7-day forecast for the region, things starting to cool down by Friday with showers in the mix for your Saturday. In Lambton, Kent, Essex, it's going to remain warm there at least for the next few days, but with rain on the way on Saturday, things starting to cool off through the overnight into your Sunday. And lastly, in southern Georgian Bay, it should be a hot, hazy day for your Thursday, sunny on Friday, and then showers for your Saturday. Tony.
Ashley, thank you so much. And once again, that orange level air quality advisory is still in place across all of southern Ontario. Current temperature outside our studios right now is 21 degrees, but it feels like 25 with the humidity. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
KW's Bounce 99.5 has the music you just can't quit. Listen all summer for your chance to win. Turn the lights off, carry me home. With Bounce to your backyard.
Finally for us tonight, if you've ever worn contact lenses, you know finding the perfect fit is not always easy. For some people, it takes weeks or even months and multiple trips to the eye doctor. But researchers at the University of Waterloo say they have found a way to create custom contact lenses in just 20 minutes. Here's CTV's Alexandra Hollick with a look at the new technology bringing sight to sore eyes.
So you can see the process.
Layer by layer, this customized contact lens comes to life in a matter of minutes.
Just take it out.
Made with the help of a 3D printer and a team of researchers at the University of Waterloo.
Printing these rigid or sometimes called hard contact lenses, which requires a lot of personalization.
Hard lenses are different from the more common soft contacts. They're specialized for complex prescriptions and can last up to a year. But personalization often means more money and more time spent at the eye doctor.
Currently, the rigid contact lenses are around $500 to $1,500 a pair.
The team says it hopes to cut costs to 1/10 of that price and time it out to just 20 minutes.
Hopefully, with this printing, we can just deliver the perfectly fitted hard contact lenses in one shot.
And let's have you put your chin on there.
The process starts with a scan of a patient's corneas.
Even with astigmatism, the cornea will look different in certain spots, so it will have deeper portions where it's supposed to be flatter, or it'll have flatter portions where they're supposed to be more steep.
A file is then sent to a computer program that sets up the shape of the disc. A silicone formula is applied to the printer, and with the click of a mouse, the countdown to a customized contact lens begins.
After printing, we need a coating, and we just use UV light to cure it until it is hardened.
The materials also undergo a vigorous safety screening.
We need it to be good with our body, our body reacts with some materials that are not they're toxic to our body, so we don't want it to be like that.
The plan now is to refine the research and patent the product.
Right now, I'm not telling it's completely perfect, but yes, hope so soon.
For people who've struggled to find a comfortable fit, this tiny lens could mark the beginning of a much clearer future. Alexandra Hollick, CTV News, Waterloo.
That's all the time we have tonight. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.